What's up, y'all? In this video we're going to make a key for this little cam lock that is on this glass display case. This is very frequently found in businesses that have to post like rules and regulations and hiring rules, stuff like that. And almost always these places lose the little key that goes to it. No, it's not a CH751, but it doesn't hurt to check. This one's actually, I think, it's a little double-sided lock. We'll have to get it open to find out, and it's usually a pretty fairly easy task. A little wafer lock with 3 or 4 wafers in it, and most of the time the hard part might be just actually finding a key blank that'll fit it. So let's go ahead and get it open, and then we're going to make a key for it using the Lishi clipper. Even though I'm in the shop, it's sometimes just the easiest way to make these little keys like this. So let's get started. Okay, not bad. All right, looks like we can just unscrew this guy and the core will come out. We don't have to take the whole lock out. Let me go grab a screwdriver. For this task, we will be using my brand new Wit. I guess that's the name of it, that Locks New York sent me. Thank you for that. Only thing you have to watch out for on this is if there is a little cam that limits the rotation of said lock, and you want to make sure that it goes back like it was on there, and of course not to lose any parts. This may or may not have one. Nope. So this was up and the keyhole was sideways, so we're going to remember that and just push out usually. Uh-oh, is this not going to push out? What we got going on there? All right, I couldn't see it from the angle that I was at, but there's actually a retaining wafer right there. So we're gonna push it in and then push it out, I think. There we go. Get out the way. Yep, just wasn't pushing it hard enough. There we go. As I'm following it out here, I'm gonna make sure and hold my finger over the wafers so that they don't go everywhere. Dude, come on out, come on out. Yeah, they'll jump out if you're not careful with it. Oops, snap, there's that retainer wafer that we just pushed in, and let's go find a key blank for it. This one actually does have a little ball bearing. Be very careful taking these guys apart, because that ball bearing pretty much provides like the snick part of it. So you don't want to lose any of your balls. This actually has 5 wafers in it. So I'm gonna just hold it. We're gonna go find a key. Okay, remember that ball bearing I told you about? We're gonna go ahead and take it and the spring out because it don't want to get it lost. Okay, put it aside. And these wafers are really fragile. This is a pretty common, you know, just a whatever Chinese type lock. And the keyhole, even though the wafers only poke up on one side, the cylinder almost looks like it might be a double-sided key, but nevertheless, we're going to try our standard Y11, Y12, Y13. It seems to be a little bit too small for any of those. And yeah, I don't think any of these are going to go in there, but always check. It could be a little tricky. So after that, we're going to try some of just the orange board keys. I call these the orange board keys. And, you know, it's a double-sided key. I'm going to start off with maybe the LD2. The problem with, okay, there we go. The problem with these little Chinese locks like this, you know, people bring in keys to get copied, and you never can really match up what they're supposed to be. So you really just have to have a variety of them. It could also be, and this kind of fits a little wonky in there, but it will work. And it looks like we have 1, 3, 3, 1, 1 maybe. We're gonna hold that LD aside. We know the swoop is on this side, so we'll go up here to like the 1611. Whoa, whoa. It'll probably work too. Yep, 1611 actually fits in there a little bit better. So we're gonna put the LD2 back. Which other one has a swoop on that side? Dupe, no, double-sided. Maybe Delta Toolbox would probably work as well. Delta Toolbox has a much smaller, it's a little wobbly. Still could be used. I think this one fits the best, so we're gonna stick with the 1611. And that's because there's no center warding in there. That way you're allowed to use any of these types of keys. In fact, we could actually go over and maybe find even more on like the automotive wall and cut it down. Here's a Tri-Marker 1676. Swoop is on that side, so it'll probably work. Oh no, it doesn't work. Kimball, it could work. Yep. So a wide variety of keys could work with this, and just needs to be double-sided. I'm going to stick with the 1611, and we're just going to clip out that key real quick. And mainly it's just kind of gauging where you need to cut it, just by looking down in there, seeing where the tip is, seeing how far the shoulder goes in. And you could take a little fine Sharpie maybe and get down in there and mark it. If you are not, quite sure about the spacing, we do have a wide enough gap. We can maybe take a little fine Sharpie and mark just to the right and to the left. Maybe. And that may tell us where to cut. Yep. Okay. Got our little ball and spring right there. We're going to clip this guy out with the Lishi clipper. Let's see which way it sits. Yep, right there. And since they're side by side, you could actually just kind of clip out this section. So we're gonna guess right at that line. How about that? Boop, boop. Maybe a little bit wider there. Boop. And that should do it for this key. Yep, we good. And then just flip it over, of course. Do the other side. We're just gonna line it up. I gotta switch to the right hand, Lishi. Yep, right about there. Just do both sides, just like this. Boop and boop. Maybe a little bit more. A little bit more this way. Actually, let's just take out that middle notch. It's not needed. Yep. So now you can insert the key either way, and it'll work. Okay, and for this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and snip out another one real quick. Grab me another 1611. Hold this up to it. You could clamp it if you really wanted to. Uh-oh, my battery's going dead on my camera. Right there. Yep. You could hold them with vice grips, but again, There's not a whole lot of accuracy needed typically to cut these keys. Here we go. Let's check it. And I don't know why it wasn't going in very well. You got a tip problem? All right, don't forget to put your ball and your spring back. Let's go reassemble it. Ball and spring. Not overly necessary. It's not the end of the world if you lose this guy, but try not to. Just try your best to not lose it. Hard to do when you're talking about a little tiny ball like this. Okay. I hope that camera is in the right frame. Remember, we have to push this retainer wafer down. Oh, I need a pick, don't I? Okay, hold this guy open. Oh, it's a magnetic tip screwdriver too. Thanks again, Jay. I'm gonna do here is remember the retainer wafer was on this side. This may not matter, but I'm just gonna run the pick through, push that retainer down, making sure my ball stays in spot. Push down. Yeah, there we go. Boom. All right. Now it was sideways, which meant this goes up. We'll try it real quick. Yep. And simply put this back on. We are done. Don't forget the washer. Don't forget the washer. Come on now. Now, I'm going to hold this guy just like this. And yeah, you've got this really flexible mounting surface, so basically I'll hold the cam in position, and there we go. Oop. Check our key. Oh wow, that key's so tight. I'm gonna brush the end of this. The other one works fine. You actually brush the tip on that key that was hard going in. Crummy locks. Lube. Hold on. A little squirt. Remembering we have fabric in there, so be careful when you're squirting this. In fact, I'm gonna open it. Come on. And it does have a you know, basically the back of it's plugged up, so you should be okay without it going through, but let's see if that helps. It's just crummy little cheap locks. And you know, those wafers are all wobbly too. May have a lot to do with that. There we go. Check our other one, and we're good to go. I'll tell you, make a key for these guys. That key does work better than this one. I wonder if it's there's a little mark right there in the key. It just needs to be worked a little bit. There we go. And that's it. Since this one was brought in, this would be a $25 job. If you're on site, obviously a little bit more to deal with the issues that you might run into. like it's hung on the wall, but then your service charge. So, that's it. And that's how you make keys for a glass display case with the Lishi clipper. If you have any questions or comments on this video, post them in the comments section. We'll catch you next time.